New York, 1996. On the 62nd floor of a Manhattan office tower, a quiet software engineer named Dominic Lurigio closed another debugging window and stared at the rain streaking down the glass. The city pulsed beneath him, taxis, umbrellas, sirens. But inside his office, everything felt still. Too still. Dom had spent years fixing other people's problems. Code, servers, workflows. He was good at it, maybe too good. Each day felt predictable, mechanical, until Friday nights, when he boarded a flight to Las Vegas and stepped into a world that ran on risk, noise, and probability. But this story isn't about Blackjack. It's about what happens when a man who believes in systems finds a flaw in one of the most sacred systems on Earth, randomness. Because for Dominic, the day would come when he realized that luck, the thing casinos swear by, could be engineered. And once he knew that, Las Vegas was never the same. The physics of luck. Dom didn't start by breaking the house. He started by watching it break him. For years, he counted cards, clean legal advantage play. His edge wasn't big, but it was reliable. Then the casinos adapted. Multi-deck shoes, automatic shufflers, surveillance teams trained to spot a heartbeat spike from 30 feet away. Card counting wasn't dead, but it was dying. And Dom wasn't the type to mourn. He was the type to analyze. One night, after another suffocating weekend of dwindling margins, something strange caught his attention. A group of tourists crowded around a craps table, shouting, laughing, celebrating every chaotic bounce of the dice. The woman shooting had no control, no technique, no awareness of odds, yet she was winning. Dom didn't see luck. He saw a variable. Blackjack didn't let him touch the cards. Roulette didn't let him touch the wheel. Slots didn't let him touch anything that mattered. But craps? Craps handed the player two physical objects and asked them to throw. Dom went home with a question that wouldn't leave his mind. If chaos comes from the throw, could order come from the throw too? He started researching probability, physics, dice geometry. Most books were worthless, superstitions masquerading as science. But buried deep inside an old gambling manual was an ad printed in ugly, blocky letters. Precision dice shooting seminar that controlled the dice, 2-day training, Las Vegas. $600, probably a scam. Dom booked a flight. The man teaching the course, Chris Palicki, looked like a high school physics teacher, not a gambling savant. But the moment he picked up the dice, Dom understood. This wasn't mysticism. This was biomechanics. Chris broke it down. The set aligned the dice to eliminate certain 7 combinations. The grip, consistent finger pressure to enforce a single-axis rotation. The throw, a 45-degree arc, minimal force, soft kiss against the back wall. The casinos required the dice to hit the wall. They didn't require the dice to hit hard. Dom wasn't the best student that weekend, but he was the most obsessed. He flew home, built a craps table in his garage, and started practicing 3 hours a day. Thousands of throws, tens of thousands. A spreadsheet tracking every outcome. Weeks later, the numbers shifted. 7s dropped below 1 in 6, then 1 in 7, then 1 in 8. Dom wasn't gambling anymore. He was hacking physics. The golden hands. The moment Chris invited him to join Rosebud, their underground dice control team, Dom's life split in two. Monday to Friday, button-down tech guy in Manhattan. Weekends, clandestine dice sniper operating in Atlantic City garages. Rosebud played small, disciplined, invisible. $50 bets, short sessions, no ego, no showboating. Dom fit in at first. He liked the discipline, the system, the anonymity. But over time, he grew too good for the team. His roles were longer, smoother, more controlled, and yet his payout was the same as everyone else's. The seeds of rebellion were planted. Then, a gambling author named Frank Scobleet visited one of Rosebud's training sessions and watched Dom roll for 30 straight minutes without a 7. Frank pulled him aside afterward. "You're wasting your life in that team," he whispered. "You're mining gold with a plastic spoon." A month later, Frank made an offer. "Break away, go big, play like a winner, not a ghost." Dom said yes. Rosebud called it betrayal. Dom called it evolution. The new team, Golden Touch, didn't grind. They attacked. Their first big night, New Year's Eve 1999, the Mirage $20,000 bankroll. Dom walked up to the table like a man stepping onto a stage. This time, he didn't hide his confidence. He didn't downplay his skill. He threw like a surgeon, 45 minutes without a 7, tens of thousands in profit. Crowds cheering, pit bosses whispering, security taking notes. Dom had finally unlocked the life he wanted. Big money, big presence, big risk. But Vegas was watching, and Vegas never watches quietly. The Edge fights back. Within months, Golden Touch was winning 5 figures every weekend, maybe 6. Dom started calling his shots before he threw. Hard 8, 9, 10, like a pool hustler, like a magician, like a man carving order out of chaos in real time. But the casinos weren't passive observers. They fought back. Not with bans. Dom wasn't cheating. Not with lawsuits. They had no case. Not with violence. Those days were long gone. Instead, they used psychological warfare. Stickmen swapped mid-roll. Dealers jabbed his wrist by accident. Back walls were quietly adjusted. Pit bosses hovered inches behind him, breathing down his neck, staring until the rhythm broke. One night, a stickman leaned in and whispered, "You're a dead man." Not a threat, a warning. But Dom didn't back down. He doubled down. And then came the night that made him a legend. Las Vegas, September 2000. A packed craps table, security everywhere, pit bosses calling upstairs. Dom set the dice, placed a $100 bet on a hard 10, and stared straight at the stickman who just tried to intimidate him. Double 5s, 30-1 odds. The throw was perfect, a soft arc, clean rotation, back wall kiss, settle, 5-5. The table exploded. $3,000 slid across the felt toward Dom. For a moment, he had beaten the house publicly, with the house fully aware and utterly powerless. It was his greatest victory, and the beginning of his end. Within 2 years, Dom was quietly blacklisted from nearly every major casino in Vegas. Not officially, just effectively. When he approached a craps table, a manager materialized with a polite smile and a firm instruction. "Sir, we're going to ask you to choose another game." He never broke a law, never rigged dice, never cheated. He simply became too good at something casinos insisted was random. So he adapted again. Smaller casinos, tribal casinos, regional properties where his photo wasn't circulating. He made good money, but the glory days were over. Today, Dominic Lurigio plays only occasionally, quietly, under different names. The casinos won the long game, but Dom won something else. Proof that chance can be pushed, bent, distorted, not completely, not forever, but long enough to matter. People say randomness is sacred. Dom says randomness is just physics wearing a cheap disguise. And he's the man who learned how to unmask it.